there's some obvious folks, I would guess, but expand on that a little bit and maybe who some of the folks are that are stepping into roles that you lose with Loss and McLean.
Yeah, you lose a guy like Mac, and what a leader. But now, I'm telling you, Jake Guillermo it's just so awesome to see. That young man where he is right now. And again, and from an offensive standpoint, it was Deshaun Watson and Jake Guillermo. As far as their peers and the votes that they get, that speaks volumes. That's coming from their peers. So from a trenches standpoint, that's where it's got to start. I think he's the only senior we got, and you don't have to be a senior to be a leader. And, a guy like Mitch Hyatt, a young guy like Frumourman. Those are guys that are going to be in positions now to really. Last year it's harder to do, kind of like Deshaun. When you come in here and you're trying to kind of earn your spurs and prove your way, you got the respect of your teammates, but you really hadn't done it yet. Those guys will have a different platform this spring than they did last year, and I think that is important. Leggett is a guy that has earned a ton of respect from his teammates. Artavis, is another guy that I think the guys respect. Obviously, Gallman. We could go on and on and on about the guys we have. Adam Choice, one of the most respected guys we had. Didn't even play last year. And then you flip over on the defensive side, obviously Ben Boulware. He's probably the heart of our defense. This guy is as committed a football player as you could ever want. So it starts there from just a leadership standpoint, and then Carlos Watkins. I can't tell you how he made great strides for us last year, and it's just carried over into the off season. And it's just fun to see a guy like Jadar Johnson, for example. It's like a switch has just gone off, and sometimes they can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and their opportunity, and he just has a different look in his eye. Completely different. Cordray. These guys, they're focused on what they want to do, and so I'm very pleased with all the guys that we have from a leadership standpoint. There's going to be a bunch of other guys like Austin Bryant is a natural leader, and he's in a different position than he was this time last year. The Richard Yergins, Paganos. We have lots of guys that I think fit that that quality.
What do you see in the mindset of this group now? You always go into a season thinking, okay, we want to be good. Our goals are national championship or conference championship. These guys sniffed it.
Yeah.
They know what it's like. It's got to be different.
Yeah. Well, it is different. I think it's one thing to think that you are good enough. I think it's another thing to know that you know that you know. And I think it's one thing to dream about something. It's another thing to experience it. And I think that's just, we all can speak to that in our own personal lives. There's certain things that you dream about or hope to do or whatever, and you work toward those things, and that's huge. But there's really nothing like the experience of it and the knowledge that comes with that. And so I've seen a great focus and a hunger from these guys through the offseason. Our mat drills were awesome. Awesome. And had one issue, guys were dialed in. Our senior day was probably the best senior day I've ever been around as far as how those guys ran the drills that day. They got a little pep in their step. And but I think the biggest thing is they all understand just how small that margin for error is. And we finished number 2. We've been kind of climbing. We're trying to get to number 1, and that's what everybody's objective is. And there's no satisfaction on this football team. That's what I like. Ain't nobody showing up and satisfied with last year. Last year's over. This is a new year, and everybody knows what it takes, the type of commitment it takes, how we got to work. Everybody, we really articulated the things that we have to improve on, and now it's about putting the work in. And a different part of the journey starts today, because we get to get get back on the practice field, but we're still in that what we call get ready phase of our 2016 journey.
Coach, how are the early enrollees doing just in terms of acclimating, getting used to being away from home, that sort of thing?
Those guys are phenomenal. That's 7 grown men right there. Good people. Not one issue with any of them. You got to remember, they all got to practice for the national championship game. I think y'all remember that. They all got to get started with this process back when we were getting ready for Alabama, and so that was kind of weird. You know, still in season and having. I guess technically we had 92 guys out there. Never been around that before, but that was kind of neat. So I think that helped those guys. But our team's done a great job of embracing them. They did an outstanding job. I mean, like Pollard and Ankrum, for example, those 2 offensive linemen, these were some grown men. I mean, they can bend and run, and they're mentally tough. I mean, I'm very impressed. I really don't have words to describe Dexter. You know, the guy's like 22% body fat, runs 5 flat, can touch his butt to the ground. Like, you know, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then Samuel's a blur. He's really fast, athletic, but he's got to develop physically, and that's what we do. We got a plan for that. Never going to see 2 linebackers that look like them 2 we got in Shaq and Trey walk in off the street. I mean, they're 2 physically impressive guys, but at the end of the day, they're still just high school seniors basically. They've got a lot to learn. You got to start that process. But I'm really pleased with that whole group. I forgot somebody. Who did I forget? Is that 7 guys? I can't remember. Another 7 of them. Probably forgot somebody. Oh, Pete. Niles. Niles is, I call him Baby Grady. He looks just like Grady Jarrett. I mean, a big old butt from behind. I mean, he's a great kid, conscientious, smart, tough, you know, worker. You know, it's 7 really good group of guys, 7 guys that are off to a great start. So, you know, we'll see how they hold up throughout spring. I'm sure somebody will hit the wall once we kind of really get this installation going as far as our systems. But so far, so good.
What do you expect physically out of Mike Williams in the next 6 weeks?
He's going to do everything. He's going to do everything. We're just not going to tackle him to the ground. He's going to do all the one-on-ones, all the skelly, all the team pass. He's going to do everything we do. We're just not going to tackle him. So when we go scrimmage, he won't scrimmage. So he'll be in a green jersey, and I think it's going to be. He's already been, you know, he looks great. He's doing everything, but I think, you know, with his injury and just, you know, he's cleared to do everything. If we were playing this spring, he could play, but we just want to really kind of get his confidence back where it needs to be, and when we get back in camp, he'll be full go. He's done great.
Where's the core movements at right now?
He's you know, he's not where he needs to be as far as just being able to go out and practice. We got a plan for him this first part of spring. Post spring, he'll be in the dress of the day every day. He'll be full pads. He'll be in skelly. He'll be doing everything, but probably will handle him like Mike once we get to that second half and keep him in a green jersey. That's really the only 2 guys.
Did you have any other attrition after the season? Anybody thought they?
No, not that y'all don't know about.
Behind Deshaun, just kind of where's Kelly and Nick kind of in that fold, and how does Tucker kind of get into that mix as well?
Well, you know, everybody's kind of forgotten about Tucker, but I'm anxious to see where he is. You know, he got hurt. Went through spring last year, and then he got hurt, missed a ton of time. So obviously he was kind of a non-factor, but he's really worked hard. He's got, first of all, he's gotten in shape, and he's about 20 pounds lighter, and he's kind of changed his body a little bit physically. He's always been able to sling the ball around the park. So hopefully, you know, he'll be in a better position to compete. So we'll see where he is. I think from a coaching standpoint, we're all confident in Nick as far as his ability to run our offense. You know, but it's a whole different ball game as far as where he is competitively with Kelly. You know, Kelly he's made great strides, and you know, had he had to go in and be the guy last year, we would have had to kind of manage it a little bit and make sure that we do the things that he would have had a chance, that he was comfortable with, had a chance to be successful. But it'll be different. I really feel like this fall that situation where if we got to play Kelly, he can win for us, whatever we need him to do. What an amazing young man! The amount of work that he's put in. He's in a different hemisphere right now from where he was this first practice last year. He has grinded and worked his tail off. He's got a little bit of experience. You know, he's been in a whole year of game plans. This is going to be a big spring and a big summer for him. And from a confidence standpoint, I feel much better at that position. And I think we're going to have much more competitive depth there than what we had last year. So it's very healthy.
Yeah, when you talk about the competitive depth, is that the case also in the secondary where, you know, most people would look at that and say that's the